Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Steel City Knives and this is the full review of this knife. This is a Joseph Rodgers Barlow Sheffield made. What makes this knife special is it's an S.F.O, so it's a special factory order. And what makes it even more better, the company that took out this special factory order is an independent, brilliant company in the UK. Really like the company, only just started using them, but really rate them. Think they're brilliant. This is this whole video is going to open up a few questions. It's going to open up questions in the respect of what we expect as knife collectors and enthusiasts and users to the average public, and also what you are willing to let slide for the money that you're paying. This hurts me. This hurts me doing this. I was so excited to get this knife. Now, I could have just got a bad one, but really, we're talking about QC and you shouldn't let bad ones slip through the net. So, I'm going to be slating this company, and it hurts me to do that because I love Sheffield knives, but sometimes you've got to call it and just be honest and, you know, show your findings, really. So, I've shown a couple of Joseph Rodgers already on the channel. This was a cheap, really cheap, sort of less than £20 knife, but it didn't come sharp, so that's a big no-no for me. This was a gift, and I probably wouldn't have bought it myself. One thing I do love about this knife is how aggressive the lamb's foot that the Joseph Rodgers do really does come down to a nice, really good, you know, aggressive blade shape, and I do love that. I think that is one of their definitely pros for this knife. Love that sort of really aggressive blade shape, but very quite an expensive knife for what it is. And would I pay my own money for it? Probably not. So there are a couple that I've already shown, and so what I want to say is, Joseph Rodgers, pull your finger out, because I know you can do better. What you're letting through is not acceptable. Now, when you look on the site and you look at the reviews of this knife, they are glowing. So there's only about 4 reviews on there. They're all 5-star, and they couldn't speak more highly of this knife. Now, to prove that, I've just randomly gave this knife to some non-knife people, and they all loved it. Didn't even pick up on a lot of the stuff that I picked up on, and thought it was a really cool knife. So that shows you the difference between them and us, really. So sometimes it's hard to do a rounded review, because we will go over things with a fine tooth comb. But one thing that you can't let slide, even if you are just somebody that wants a pocket knife, is it's not sharp. Didn't come sharp. Now let's have a look. Can you see what? Let's see. Make sure it does focus. So no. What the? You know what I mean? So I don't know what went wrong here, but yeah. So really acute angle on here, and don't know what's going on here. I don't even know if they attempted, but there's no burr. Sometimes obviously you grind one side and wait for that burr and then grind the other side. But yeah, not sharp at all. No teeth in this one. But yeah, so really disappointed with that. As you can see there, we've got some blade rub, and we have got some gapping at the back there. But like I say, handed it to a few non-knife people and they thought it was an absolutely stunning knife. And that's what the reviews show on the site itself. Now, why I wanted to get this knife. I've been looking at this knife for a while. Well, not this particular knife. I stumbled across this knife. But if I show you now, so they do one in buffalo horn, this picture here that looks awesome. I'll try and put a couple more up that they do. I've always been checking them out and always wanted one for the collection. They will run you about £100. This was cheaper already when I found it, and then I got 10% off because I was a new customer to the site. Now, when you think of a Sheffield Barlow, you think of this. Well, I do. I don't know about you guys, but this bulbous end, and a bit more of a heavy duty, thicker, more beefier knife really. What we have here, if I put them over to the sides, is something that's more similar to, say, a case or a bokeh. Let's put that bokeh right there, because the bokeh is probably what it is more alike to. And I absolutely love this style. And I think there's something about it. Don't get me wrong, love these, good work, nice, but there's something about this form that just absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And that's what we've got here. It's probably very, very similar to the bokeh. So you cannot fault that. Look at that. So it's nice to see, Sheffield doing something. Now, who copied who, I don't know. But that, to me, there's something about this style. I just love it. And like I say, very similar to the case. Obviously, this is a single-bladed case Barlow, but and that's what I've always had it on my radar, always wanted it. So when I found one that was an S.F.O, which appeals to a knife collector and enthusiast even more, because it's smaller numbers, and the fact that it was an independent UK company doing an S.F.O with a Sheffield cutler, I was buzzing, mate. I was like, I had it in my basket before, and then I got 10% off of the price that was already cheaper than Joseph Rodgers Barlow anyway. So I could not wait for this thing to come. And then when it did come, it was just so anticlimactic. It really was, because it was. So I paid £76 for this. What you can get a lot for £76 in the UK. You can get a really good Michael May, maybe not with the firework, but you could get a Michael May. You can get a lot of case knives for that. You can get a really good Arthur Wright for that. So for that price point, I was expecting good things. So right, I've already shown you that it didn't come sharp. We've got rubbing on the blade. Now the walking torque is your usual Sheffield, beautiful walking torque, really snappy, and really impressive. Bit of rubbing, I'll show you, because the blade, there's not a lot to play for with, but and it is centered really well, but it is rubbing on this liner here, so which is a bit disappointed. No blade play, but yeah, just I like the long pull, and this is the company's logo. I'll talk about the company at the end. But yeah, really impressed with the company actually, and we'll talk about that. So this is not a negative review on them. Couldn't ask for more of that company, and really, really enjoy what they're all about. But yeah, the bolsters came this sort of scratched up to me. There's some gapping, quite severe gapping at the back there. The hafting's beautiful, no sharp edges anywhere, really done well. There is this weird where the covers meet the bolsters on both ends there, so it's not got a nice clean line. But yeah, just really disappointed. Now you notice that it comes up slightly here. That is quite normal for the blades on a Joseph Rodgers Barlow, but it does seem a lot more prominent. Yeah, you can see that rubbing quite a bit there. So yeah, just a bit disappointed with this one, guys, and it hurts me to say it. It really does. So, but this is a bit of a book your ideas up, Joseph Rodgers, because you can do better. You shouldn't be letting stuff out the door like this. I can forgive certain things, but the blade, to let the blade go out, what am I going to cut with this, mate? I've got to, dress it up myself straight away. And like I say, I've had 2 knives now from you that have come dull as anything. Right, let's quickly go over the company itself. I'll put that away for a minute. So, I can't speak highly enough of the company. They're called the Level Collective, outdoor suppliers for balanced living. They're a UK independent company. They're a bit pricey, I'm not going to lie to you. I've got one of their t-shirts on at the moment, but I only bought this because it was in the sale. That's what they're all about. And these are the sort of stuff that they collect. It's a bit of a what's the word? But yeah, they're very what's the word I'm looking for? Hipster. They're a bit of a hipster sort of site, I'd say. Not my usual sort of go-to, but it is a cool site either way. There's all their sort of email, website and all the rest of it. I got a nice little personal thank you, and on their packaging, I got these cool little stamps. I cut one out, which I thought was a nice touch. It comes to you in this box. There you go, the Level Collective outdoor supplies, and also, which I thought was nice, they work with a charity so the Royal Mail employs people that are probably hard to find work, sort of normal work, so special needs people that find it hard to find normal jobs in a normal work environment. But the Royal Mail have set up a scheme where they employ people, and the Level Collective actually use that, and they email you this information that they're using that scheme to deliver your products and stuff. So can't speak more highly of the Level Collective. Really impressed with their service and everything else, but I feel like Joseph Rodgers have let you down a little bit by the quality of the knife that they're giving you. But what do you think? Tell me in the comments. It's not a cheap knife. Would you be happy with what you received? And also, what do you feel about how we look at a knife to how the average person looks at a knife? And, you know, I'm sure they let a lot of things slide that maybe we wouldn't. But anyway, right, I'll see you on the next one. A bit of a weird video, and it's hurt me a little bit. I was expecting really good stuff from this knife, and a bit disappointed with it. But okay, please like and subscribe if you like this content, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.